Hey guys, and welcome to another James as Well video. So in today's video I kind of want to talk to you about tools, but not just any tools. I want to talk to you about eBay tools, Amazon tools, any tools that you can buy on the internet. I kind of want to kill a few birds with one stone. I want to talk about cheap tools. I want to talk about tools that you can find on eBay that are cheap but are decent. And I also want to talk about bad tools, rubbish tools, absolute junk that you can find on eBay as well. I'm going to start off with the tools that I have in front of me. These are some things that I've recently purchased that have actually turned out to be cheap, but actually pretty decent tools when it comes down to it. Let me just clarify that this is not for the day-to-day professional mechanic. These tools are not going to be good enough for you. I get that. Bear in mind that I just work on my car at home, so these tools get me by. I only use them like a couple of times a month, depending on what I'm doing, and these tools seem to get me by for the price that I pay for them. So what I've got here, I've got some hose clamp pliers, which I use a lot on my Astra. I've got a set of vice grips here, a four-piece set, which is nice. A new scraper set from Nielsen, and a set of offset spanners here. All of these things I've been looking to get to add to my toolbox for a long time. I've just got around to getting them. All of these things were fairly cheap. I'm gonna say these were about £10. These were also about, actually all of these things were around the £10 mark each, which is a really good price for these tools. Now, for the £10 you don't expect to get amazing quality, okay? Especially when you're buying tools off eBay. You never know, because you can't see them in person, you never know what you're actually going to get. But I can say that for all of these products in front of me, I was happy with the quality, I was happy with the build. They feel pretty sturdy in the hand, and for, as I said, for a DIY mechanic, these are probably going to do me just fine. Especially with vice grips. I've bought a pair of these before, not these ones, but I've bought a pair of vice grips on eBay before, and they turned out to be absolute junk. When I got them, they would wiggle everywhere. There'd be loads of play in them. They wouldn't hold anything tightly as they're supposed to do. But this pack of 4 I would highly recommend to anyone that's looking to get some. You get these really tiny ones. As you can see, they're a lot smaller than my hand. You get another pair of tiny ones, but the needle nose ones. And so this is not going to turn into a tool review, but you get the drift. These all work fine. I've tried them all out and they all work absolutely fine. They do their job, which is awesome. These pliers, again, awesome. They do the job, nothing wrong. I can't complain about them at all. I don't know how they do on a day-to-day basis if I was using them every day, but for what I have used them for, they are awesome. So for the DIY mechanic just working at home, these tools are fine. There's nothing wrong with these whatsoever. If you break them, you know, £10 to buy a new set. So yeah, these are tools that you can get away with, and every time you buy a tool on the internet, you are gambling. It could turn out to be not look anything like the picture. They could describe it differently to what it actually is. It's always a gamble. You're not 100% always going to get what you ask. So next I'm going to talk about crap that you can find on eBay that is cheap and is cheap for a reason. These are just a few examples. I've learned the hard way where I've bought stuff cheap to try and save money, and it's ended up turning up and it's just like you can't even use some of this stuff. I've got a couple of ratchets here, both really cheap. These are about £6 or £7 each. Issues with both of them: the actual drive on this one is like a lot smaller than a socket. As you can see, when I put this extension on, it's meant to be one of the push release, but you can literally just push it on, pull it off, push it on with like no effort whatsoever. So that's like junk. Don't even use that thing. Same with this. This is supposed to be this was around £7 ish, and the mechanism inside is just absolutely crud. It doesn't even work. So they are both rubbish. So if you look, that's £14 wasted there, where I could have bought a decent one in the first place. Then got some sockets. These come in a bigger set, but these are just a few of them. 1/4" sockets. They were cheap and they are crap. They break pretty much every time you use them. They don't fit on the ratchets right. They're just really naff, so I don't use them either. Spanners. You notice all these things are hand tools. Don't skip out on hand tools. As I said, I've learnt this the hard way. You really do need to buy fairly decent. I mean, you don't need top of the range unless you're using them all the time, but just buy fairly decent hand tools. You'll hear it from everyone when I say that. So this was out of a set. This was a really cheap set. This is just one of the spanners, but all of them are pretty much the same. You can, I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but it's just that's how it came. I haven't even used this spanner. It's got a massive chunk out of it here. The actual box end of this spanner is just, you can't even use it. It's offset. It's not even in the middle. This end doesn't actually measure 16mm. I got some. I used my digital calipers and measured that, and it's like 17mm pretty much. So yeah, don't cheap out on spanners either. I have got a decent set now. And also screwdrivers. This looked like a decent set at first glance. If you were to see these on the shelf, you'd think, oh, they look alright, just because of the nice pretty yellow handles. But when it actually comes to using these and you use the ends, they just melt like butter. As soon as you put it in a screw and you try turning them, they just absolutely disintegrate. So no good either. This is not the only tools that I've bought. I've bought many other tools that have just turned out to be absolute crap. It's just a warning to anyone that's looking to buy any cheap tools. Don't always go with the cheapest, because cheapest is not always best. Just buy what you can afford. Try and go for name brands, because name brands usually put a bit of effort into their tools. So this here is my brittle expert range ratchet. It's a 1/2 inch swivel head ratchet. I think I've done a review on this, but I can't remember if I have. If I have, I'll link it in the description down below. But this was at one point £64 on the internet, and I managed to get it for £16 on Amazon. It was in a major sale that they were having at the time, and I managed to pick it up for £16. And just because it was £16 and it was cheap, it does not mean that it's rubbish. This is a very good high quality tool. I would be happy to use this if I was a mechanic. I would happily use this in my garage. So yeah, you can pick up bargains on the internet. Not everything that's cheap is crap. A lot of it is, so just be careful. Make sure you buy name brands. Name brands are always a good way to go. Draper Expert and stuff like that is always good brands. And yeah, just be careful. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about this topic. If you've got any questions, or if you've got anything to add, please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like if you did. Make sure you leave a comment, let me know what you think about eBay tools, and I'll see you in the next video.